आए, क्योंकि आज होली का पर्व होने के बावजूद आप सभी यहाँ पे एकत्रित हुए। तो आप सभी का मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूँ कैरीपैट के प्रोजेक्ट पे। ये प्रोजेक्ट में हमको आज जेंसन ब्रदर प्रेजेंटेशन देंगे, जहाँ पे हमें कैरीपैट का फ्यूचर एग्जैक्टली ये प्लान कैसा है और किस तरह से हम लोग यहाँ पे एकत्रित काम कर करके बैंकॉक के ऑफिस में भी विजिट करेंगे, उसके बारे में बात करेंगे। दोस्तों, कैरीपैट एक यूनिक प्रोजेक्ट है जो
Recording in
मुझे लगा,
progress.
आप भी इसको समझ लीजिए, देख लीजिए, परख लीजिए। आप सभी यहाँ पे अनुभवी लोग हो। ये कोई आरवाई का प्लान नहीं, कोई स्कीम स्कैम वाला प्लान नहीं, ये एक लॉन्ग टर्म फ्यूचरिस्टिक और एक रेवोल्यूशनरी प्लान है, जिसके माध्यम से सुपर कंप्यूटिंग पावर के माध्यम से हम लोग यहाँ पे पैसे बनाएंगे। तो मैं अभी ज्यादा समय नहीं लेते हुए डायरेक्ट प्रेजेंटेशन की शुरुआत जेंसन भाई को करने के लिए कहता हूँ। सो आई वुड लाइक टू वेलकम मिस्टर जेंसन ब्रदर। So please
Yeah.
give us one a wonderful opportunity of the CaryPact to presentation here. Thank you, brother.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Mr. V. So, welcome
Mr. Visa,
everybody. Welcome everybody for joining our session for today. So, I'm Jason here. All right. So, from CaryPact, I'll be doing the presentation today, and I'll be seeing you guys in Bangkok office, right, to meet with our company CEO. So, now talking about CaryPact, right? So, it's a decentralized supercomputing protocol based on the BOT chain or boot chain, yeah. So this boot chain is our own public chain. So that's the most exciting part in our presentation and in CaryPact today is we have created our own boot chain, okay, which is our own public chain. And the first project that we're going to start on our public chain will be CaryPact. All right. So this is something very interesting, okay, for me to share today. So let's go to the detail. So in today's presentation, I will be covering 6 content or 6 aspects. First will be the public chain itself, and to talk a little bit about what is public chain is all about, and then we'll go into the blockchain in history. Then we'll go into public chain advantage, which is our BOT advantages. Then we'll be talking about the tokenomics. We have two total tokens over here. Yeah, one is the platform token that we call as CaryPact, which will be CA, and we also have our own public chain token, which is BOT. All right, and then we will be talking about the marketing plan, which is the passive income and also the active income. And then last but not least, we will talk about the risk management and risk assessment when it comes to the business project that we're going to select. All right. Now let's talk about the public chain first. First, we need to understand what is public chain. Public chain is basically example of Solana, Ethereum, okay, Bitcoin, gas fees as their native token. So that is a public chain. All right. So, and another thing is how to identify a company is a public chain is they will have their own explorer to check the transaction ID. Okay, like Binance, they have BAC, right? And for Tron, they have trxtron.org, correct? To check their transaction ID. So this is the meaning of public chain. And BOT is one of the public chain. So we will be using transactions using our BOT as a gas fee. All right. And as we know on the public chain history, all right, every 100x, 1000x, 10x is all been created from public chain token. Example, Ethereum, Solana, and BNB. I believe you guys already know that, right? So now the new 2.0,
Recording in
correct?
progress.
And under the Ethereum smart contract, we have created a lot of projects, MLMs, ROI platforms, all right? You also have BV token, NFT, GameFi, SocialFi, and also Metaverse, correct? And of Ethereum when it was newly launched. Okay, can you imagine buying for $100, but the gas fees is around $120? So it's crazy, right? So that's what happened with Ethereum. And then come with the 3.0 revolution, whereby we have Solana. All right. So Solana was always targeting about speed, speed, speed. Okay. So for anything, any programmers who are developing their project under Solana, they were promoting that the ecosystem have the speed transaction fastest in the blockchain industry itself. Then we have BNB, TRX, and Matic for lower gas fees. So this is their selling point. You see, every public chain have their unique selling point. Okay, like for Solana, it's the speed. For BNB, TRX, and Matic was the lower gas fees. And for Polkadot, it was the cross chain. That means regardless of you from which public chain, I can do cross chain. Okay, you can send token from Ethereum to Solana, from Ethereum to Binance, and from Ethereum to Matic, doesn't matter. So that's what Polkadot was promoting on their selling point. Then we had the Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap come up with their DEX, which is decentralized exchange, which you can swap the token with liquidity in the exchanger itself, right? So all these tokens on the public chain, if you see example over here, within 2 years from the day they will be launched, they already went to the climax or to the peak. So they have made like 10x, some even make 100x, some even make 1000x. So what I'm trying to say you is when a new public chain is born in the blockchain industry, that's where we need to take the opportunity to make big money in that particular coin. All right. So now BOT is coming in as an example in 2026, and it's not yet even started. Yeah. The launching is happening on the 15th of March. You guys are going to be the first pioneer group to hear about it and to become the first one to join itself. So that's what I'm saying. The launching is happening on the 15th of March, and you are still in the pioneer stage to join and on board with us in CaryPact and also Chain. All right. Now, talking about the 4.0 revolution over here in Chain, what's so special in our public chain? We have the content of all the other public chains facilities in ourselves. So we have the fastest speed, we have the lowest gas fees, we have the cross chain, and we also have the DEX. All right. But only by having these things, it still doesn't make us to be unique because other chain already have it and they have been in the market quite some time. And the trust on the programmer will be very high with them. All right. So now how can Chain attract those programmers to come and build projects in our public chain? So now we have, let me introduce the special features that we have in Chain. First is the magic block AI. Okay, this is something very unique that other public chain doesn't have. We have it. Okay, by using our Boot AI, we will be creating a project, all right, in our platform within 30 minutes. So that means, can you imagine a programmer who are doing a proposal to the boss, like to create a project, it will take about programming about 3 weeks to 1 month, correct? Or maybe 2 months, all right? But with us in our boot chain, with our magic block AI, within 30 minutes, you can debug and also program a full project coding within 30 minutes. So with this special system that we're having, do you think the programmers is going to go out and do their chain in other platform? No, definitely they're going to attract to both chain, correct? And not only that, whatever gas fees that the company is collecting, boot chain is collecting in the ecosystem that they're creating, 80% of the gas fees will be returned back to the programmers. All right. So since all the program in the market are all open source, so the programmer can pick and choose what style of programming they wanted, what type of coding they wanted. They can plug together and debug the system within 30 minutes with our boot chain. All right. And what we are doing here is we are targeting all the programmers. Can you imagine when we have more than 10 programmers who are creating their project in our boot chain, how many thousand of users are we attracting to our boot chain? So it's going to be more than 100,000 users that they're joining in our boot chain. By that, they'll be utilizing the gas fees in BOT token. And what will happen to the token of the BOT? Definitely it's going to go up. Same like what happened to BNB, Solana, and also Ethereum, right? Now, talking about the boot chain, right? So the total supply of the boot chain is 150 million. And in order to mine the entire 150 million will take approximately 25 years. All right. And the initial price of the BOT that's going to be launching soon will be $5 to $7 range. Okay. And out of these tokenomics, 150 million, 70% will be going out to the mining output, and the remaining 30% will be for the institutional investors, ecosystem. The benchmark ecology project in the boot chain. It will be the first benchmark, okay, that will be ever created in our own boot chain, and we are going to be investing our money in CaryPact. Okay, so this will be the first ecosystem that we create in the boot chain itself. We have the total supply of CA, which is CaryPact, around 210 million token. Out of this 210 million, 10 million will be used to do the initial swap to buy the computing power with USDT, and the remaining 200 million will be going into the computing power itself. Okay. From this breakdown of the tokenomics, as you can see here, every day the company will be releasing, mining 40,000 tokens, for the first 2 years. What happened after 2 years? Every 2 years, the daily mining will be reducing by 10%, and then you will take time about 22 years for you to mine and complete the CaryPact token, all right? So from the 40,000 token, 42% will be going to the hash rate mining, which is 16,800. Okay. Another 18% will be going to the POS output, which is the staking. All right. These two is the passive income that we can do in our investment. Yeah. So there's about 7,200 CA token that will be allocated on a daily basis. And 35% will be for the dynamic reward pool, which is the active income. So we have two parts in active income, and that comes to 14,000 CA token per day. And we have the 3% for the DAO community, which is allocated 1,200 CA token per day. And 2% is for the foundation, which will be given on a daily basis, 800 CA token to the foundation. Okay. Now let's move into the first initial and the important part of the presentation today is how do I participate? So if I participate, how much will I get? How long will I to get my money? All right. The moment you join our computing power in CA, your money is automatically burned and be converted into computing power. So the only way for you to make money in order to get your capital plus your profit will be based on your daily CA that's coming out from the computing power. All right. So the initial price of CA that will be launching will be $4 per token. Okay. Now, how can we calculate in terms of how much making a day is? Let's put a similar. So $1 is equivalent to 1 hash rate. So example, today you join $10,000. I'm just giving some example, yeah. $10,000, you will be divided by the total network of the company. Okay. In this case now, we're having the node account selling, which is ongoing. And we already have locked almost about $8.5 million worth of node account selling. So the total hash rate for now is 8.5 million in total. Yeah. So 10,000 divided by 8.5 million times with 16,800. That means per day, you will be getting somewhere around 19.76 CA. Okay. So this 19.76 CA, if you times with $4, it's about $80 per day that you'll be collecting. All right. So bear in mind that will be for the first day. And then the second day, the total network hash rate will be increasing because a lot of people will be depositing. All right. So the moment a lot of people are depositing and you are still maintaining your 10,000, so your CA will be dropping little by little on a daily basis. But bear in mind, your return of investment will be for 22 years. All right. So as long as the computing power is keep on mining, you will be still getting your CA token. All right. So that's on the first income that you'll be earning as a passive. All right. Now, second income as a passive, you want to you didn't want to withdraw the CA. You want to accumulate more CA. What you can do is you can claim the CA that you're earning from the mining, and then you can stack it in our mining pool, in our stacking pool. All right. So whereby the stacking, you'll be getting up to 1% for doing the stacking on a daily basis. All right. So in the stacking pool, the system will be automatically compounding if you didn't want to withdraw. All right. And you can get up to maximum 1%. So the 1% is from the CA that you're getting on a daily basis on your mining status. Yeah. All right. So the CA that you're getting, some will be asking, where can I exchange the CA? All right. You can exchange the CA in our DEX. Remember, I mentioned to you, we have 10 million token which we keep for swapping in the initial DEX. All right. So you can swap the CA in our DEX, DEX, Decentralized Exchange. All right. And you will be getting BOT token. All right. The BOT token, you can go into our exchanges to exchange to USDT. So BOT will be going into mainstream top exchanges down the road on starting from June to December this year in the top 10 to 20 top tier exchanges. All right. So this is what the company has projected. And each time when you swap the CA to BOT token, there will be a charges of 5%. And that 5%, 1.8 will be going to the liquidity reflow into the stacking pool, all right, which will be going over here. And the remaining 3.2% will be going to the node account holders and also the DAO community holders, all right? So I believe I've explained on the passive income. Now, the second income that I'm going to talk about is the active income. So how the active income is calculated is based on your weaker leg, all right? Your total weaker leg divided by company's total weaker leg and times with 7,000 CA. I mean 7,000 CaryPact token, which is allocated on a daily basis, yeah? So let's say in this case, now you have 4 different lines or 4 different legs. One leg, you have 10,000 sales, and the remaining 3 legs, you have each 2,000 sales. So that means your weaker leg becomes 6,000. So the system will take 6,000 divided by the company's total weaker leg. Let's say for the starting is 1 million. All right, just an example, yeah? And times with 7,000 CA that be produced daily. So you will be getting approximately 42 CA per day, okay, as doing your networking. So 42 times with $4 per CA is around $168. All right. So this is how you calculate your commission. And for rules is you must have minimum 3,000 USD on weaker leg sales in order to achieve this income. Okay. Now the second income for active will be the ranking bonus, which they allocate another 7,000 CA over here. So in order for you to become V1, your personal stacking must be minimum $500 and your weaker leg must be more than $10,000. And then you will get the 30% pool sharing in the V1. Okay. So 30% of the pool sharing will be 2,100. So how am I getting the 2,100 CA? Is from the CA over here, 7,000 times with 30%, you will be getting 2,100 CA. So whoever qualified in the V1 ranking, okay, if let's say there's about 100 people qualified for the V1 ranking, so 2,100 divided by 100. So each of you all will be getting 21 CA token per day. But what happens in the next day, there's about 200 people already qualified in the V1. Then the 2,100 divided by 200. So each of you will be getting 10.5 CA per day. So that's how the system is being calculated. And for you to go up to V2, your personal stacking must be 1,000 and your weaker leg or smaller leg team total sales must be more than $30,000 and you will enjoy 10% from the V2 pool. So 10% of 7,000 is 700. So can you imagine 700 divided by maybe around 50 people qualifying in V2? Okay, then each of you will be getting 14 CA token. So the best thing over here in the ranking bonus is the moment you go up to V2, you can earn V1 commission bonus as well and V2 bonus as well. All right. So you will get 2 bonus over here. So if you go up to V6, same thing. You'll be earning from V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, and V6. All right. So if you have same under your group members who are in the same ranking, doesn't matter. They also will be earning equally with you in this pool, and you also will be earning equally in the pool itself. All right. For V8 to V10, there's a special requirement. Your personal stacking must be more than 10,000, and your weaker leg, you must have two different lines who already achieved V7 title. And for V9, you need to have two V8 under two different teams on your weaker leg, and your personal stacking must be more than 15,000. And for V10, your personal stacking must be more than $20,000, and you need to have two V9 on two different legs minimum in order to earn the additional 5% from the DAO thing. Yeah, so 5% from the 700 is around 350. So normally in V10, maybe about 5 people, less than 5 people will be qualifying, and you guys can take the piece of cake even bigger on the CA. So all the payout will be paid in CA, which later you can go back to the DEX to convert the CA to BOT token, and BOT token that you're getting, you can convert back to USDT in our exchange. All right. Now, we're coming to another important part, which is the node benefit account. So this node benefit account was actually been stopped last month on 25th of February. But because of the requests from different leaders from different parts of the world, we already have more than 40 country leaders who have traveled to our Bangkok office to visit the company CEO, Mr. Jensen Chow. All right. So Mr. CEO is actually the owner of a coin store exchange in Singapore. Yeah. So that is our company owner of CaryPact. So they have the belief in the node account, and the node account also is selling very hot. Is because compared to other platforms, right? The node account when you purchase is nothing to do with your own investment. Whereas in CaryPact, the moment you buy a node account, $1,000, it automatically contributes the 1,100% to your cloud computing. All right, that means you will get the CA, which will be producing on a daily basis. Okay, but for now, this promotion, which was a February promotion, has been extended up to 14th of March. Okay, you heard it right, guys. It's been extended up to 14th of March. That means when you put $1,000, you get 1,100, which will be automatically convert into computing power and produce CA on for you daily. Plus, they also give you 20 BOT token for free. So the 20 BOT token, each BOT token will be priced at $5 initially, and it can be even more. I'm not sure, but I know that the minimum will be $5. So you already have $100 worth of BOT token over there before the launching. And then the 1% withdrawal fees will be given to you daily. Each time people are swapping their token, you'll be getting the 1% from here, which will be shared among this group of people. All right. And then if you're referring to another node holder, you will be getting one time 5%. That means regardless, you are 1,000, you introduce your friend who joined 10,000, you make 5% from the 10,000, which is $500. All right. So this one will be paid one time. Okay. And then for 5,000, also same, they give you 10%. That means your cloud computing power will be 5,500, and they will give you 150 BOT token. And you also get the 1% withdrawal fees charges. And you will be getting one unique physical BOT mining machine, which will be demonstrated in Hong Kong by end of the March on the opening ceremony that we'll be doing. All right, so they'll be doing a demonstration, yeah, on the mining machine. And one unit of this miner machine can produce almost about 10 BOT token per day. Okay, that's about $50 per day. So 30 days is already 1,500, yeah. And then for 10,000 node, which is the Genesis node, they'll give you 350 BOT token, which is valued at $5, will be around $1,750. And you will be getting 1.2% from the withdrawal fees. And you will be getting 2 miner box of the BOT miner machine, yeah. So each will produce 10, so you have 2. That means you will get 20 tokens roughly a day, which comes to $100 per day. Times 30 days is already 3,000. So can you imagine over here itself, you already collected almost about 50% of the money that you're investing within a month. And you also get the share of 3% from the DOA community, okay, the DAO community, which allocated every day 1,200 CA. You also get the piece of cake from there on a daily basis. All right. So remember the CA that you're getting, you can either do stacking or you can convert it up to get the BOT. And from BOT, you can even channel it out to USDT. Okay. So that's on the node account. Now, last but not least, before I end the presentation for today, let us do some risk assessments on the projects that we used to get involved before this, correct? In a conventional pairing, you used to see USDT with the platform token, whereby when the liquidity pool goes down, the price of the token automatically goes down, and then there's no way to revise back. It's always a 50-50 chance, either you can make it or you can't make it, right? But with our CaryPact pairing system, we are paired with CA with BOT and BOT with USDT. All right. With the dual token model and also utility token, yeah, as I mentioned to you, the programmers who are coming in, they're going to build the ecosystem. Once we have the ecosystem, the user is going to go up. So the more people is going to be holding the BOT and also CA, then we have minimized the risk by 75%. So we are gaining 75% and the risk is still there, which is 25%. In case the boot token price goes down, the CA goes down, that means the total ecosystem is not working, then we lose the money. But if it's not in that case, if either one is moving or both also is moving, then we are winning 75% on selecting CaryPact and also Bootchain. All right. So that's all my presentation for today. Thank you very much for joining our session. I give the floor back to Mr. V to do some summary closer.